What if I told you that this alien-looking blob actually looked like this under the microscope? Hey, my name is Sam, and I'm out on the Lower Cache River in Buttonland Swamp here, and I want to talk to you about the coolest animal that I've been obsessed with the last couple of weeks. So right behind me in the water right here, that's the Bryozoan, right there. This particular species, the Magnificent Bryozoan, is the most common one found throughout the eastern United States. It is starting to become a little invasive in other places, like the West Coast out in California, parts of Eastern Europe and Eastern Asia as well. Though the jury is still out on how much it is affecting the ecology when it's invasive. Bryozoans have a similar habit to coral in that they're a colony of filter-feeding organisms, but they're pretty unrelated to coral. Scientists still have a lot of questions to be answered about the early relationships of animal evolution. But as far as we know, we tend to think that the bryozoans are most closely related to things like the annelids, which are the segmented worms, things like earthworms and leeches, and also the mollusks, things like clams, snails, and like cephalopods as well. They feed using a structure called a lophophore, which scientists describe as a crown of tentacles. And all these tentacles are covered in these tiny little hairs called cilia, which are constantly moving, pushing water into the bryozoan's mouth. And yes, it does have a mouth, because it eats. It's an animal. They're eating mostly things like diatoms and other algae and cyanobacteria, really tiny small green stuff. If you come out here looking for the bryozoans, the best place to look is right in the button bush. Like right in here. They kind of like to attach to the logs and the, other branches and things like that. Like sticks that have fallen in the water. Most of these bryozoans are about, potato sized, but they will get much, much larger. The biggest ones I've seen were about like beach ball size. They're about 2 feet across. All the animals are living on the outside, all just the outer section of it. And the inside is this weird gelatinous thing that's filled with a bunch of proteins and stuff. It's like a really firm jello kind of texture. They're free floating sometimes, and they usually have a big bubble on top to kind of help them float to the top. If you touch them, they kind of will sink down, and it'll take a really long time for them to come back up. Or not. So yeah, next time you're in the Lower Cache River and you're out kayaking, make sure to look out for the bryozoans. Have a nice day.